Hey, what's up? It is Blue Monkey Bicycles time. KBO is pulling out all the stops to get the word out about their electric bikes. If you've been looking around for this bike, you may have seen it advertised, or you may have seen another video review, like this one, or this one, or this one, or this one, or this, or this, or this. KBO titled their own video Best Commuter Electric Bike. So let's take a look and see if the KBO Breeze stacks up. So what makes a good electric commuter bike in the first place? I'm going to throw some ideas out there and we're just going to run with those. Utilitarian, easy, efficient, reliable, and economical. Let's go down the list. Is the Breeze utilitarian? Yes, it actually is. The Breeze is rocking metal fenders, reflective tires, front and rear light, a really nice rack, and I like to see the flashing brake lights too. If you opt for the orange color, there is actually some added visibility in that too. I put a fairly standard set of pannier bags onto the rails and it works just fine. No issues, about 15 miles of carrying lots of heavy film equipment. It has a large battery capacity as well, about 16 amp hours, and I would guess that I'd see about 45 to 50 miles of range on pedal assist. On the utility side, the KBO is totally a breeze. But let's ask if it's easy. I would say mostly. The Breeze has a few comfort features to lighten the load. The throttle is actually a major plus in the easy category, makes it really easy to commit to small trips on a moment's notice. The front spring suspension does a little bit, as well as the high handlebar position, the wide saddle, and the slightly wide tires. All of these parts add up, but they don't add up to a huge sum in the comfort area. Most of these parts are on the entry level of the spectrum, and that's actually okay. The Breeze isn't the easiest, most comfortable bike, but there is more to a commuter. Is the Breeze efficient? Not really. I'm not gonna lie. It has some decent road tires on it and a usable riding position, but that's about all there is to it. As a commuter e-bike, the gearing is actually kind of limited. Similar to the comfort equipment, the gear range on the bike is on the low end of the usable spectrum, offering 7 speeds and a gear range of only 14 to 28 teeth. This means that the pedals spin out past 20 miles per hour, and the gearing doesn't help you a whole lot when you have to climb a steep hill. Connected with that, the pedal assist system is actually cadence-based. It's not responsive or intuitive, but hey, it gets the job done. With the battery, the whole entire bike weighs in at 61.5 pounds. If the battery goes too low on your commute, it's going to be a bear cat to pedal under your own power. Unfortunately, I cannot say that the Breeze is efficient, but there are other qualities to it. Is the Breeze reliable? That's kind of hard to say because I've had limited time on the bike and I don't think they have a long history, at least here in the States. A lot of the low-tier parts on the bike will need some attention more often. I'm going to keep an eye on the suspension and the brakes in particular. But there is one thing, kind of a silver lining about some of these low-end parts, and that's that they're easy to fix and they're cheaper to replace. If you're looking for a starter electric bike, this really wouldn't be a bad choice. By the time some of these parts wear down, you might want to upgrade them anyway. A great learning platform to get you into the wonderful world of biking. So let's ask the big question, is the Breeze economical? That's a very important thing for a commuter, and the answer is yes, it absolutely is. For $1,399, you get entry into the wonderful world of cycling, even if you don't want to commute with it. A bike like this would have sold for $2,500 just a few years ago, and now things have changed. I've heard it said that electric bikes are roughly 1/100th the cost of driving a car. I found this article in the UK where they did some math and determined that an electric bike can save you 4,000 pounds in 3 years, which right now amounts to $5,500. I fully expect the KBO Breeze to last that long, and probably longer. If you're looking at the bottom line, the Breeze actually isn't a bad idea, but you've got to be committed. So here are my unvarnished thoughts on the KBO Breeze. I think that it is a perfectly competent commuter electric bike, but there's one thing about it that kind of led me the wrong way, and that was actually comfort. Now, the bike is really not all that comfortable from the get-go. Fortunately, these things can be addressed. I'll start off with the grips. Now, the handlebars kind of come up a bit, so it gives you kind of that laid-back riding position, but whenever I had my weight forward to kind of put my body weight into the pedaling and kind of get my cardiovascular system running, I had my hands on the grips and they were really stiff. The grips themselves don't have a whole lot of cushion to them, even though they have that ergonomic edge. Now perhaps they would wear in over time, but they were so stiff I really just didn't like to have my hands up front, and so I wound up putting my body weight backwards and relying more on the seat. Now, relying on more on the seat is not a bad idea because the bike has a throttle and you could totally have a lot of fun. But to make the seat even better, you could put a suspension seat post onto the bike and that would add a whole lot of comfort. With a new saddle, grips, and a suspension seat post, this would totally transform the bike into a very comfortable bike to ride for long distances. With that large battery pack on there, it definitely leads you to go for a long distance, but if your hands or muscles or bones or if your backside is all worn out, then that big battery doesn't do you a whole lot of good. So if you want to use this bike for longer term riding, and especially if you have any physical constraints on your body, then I would definitely recommend getting some added accessories to make this bike a whole lot more usable. I think that KBO has a really good bike on their hands. If I'm going to cut to the chase, there's really not a whole lot that's absolutely stellar about the bike, other than it is a total package for a fraction of the cost of what it could be. Cheaper bikes, or quote-unquote bikes, tend to leave a bad impression on the concept in general, and they're really hard to recommend for first-time use. But I have no reservations with the Breeze. As an usher into the wonderful world of cycling, the Breeze would be a great choice. Is it the best commuter electric bike? I really can't say so. But then again, with so many options and uses out there, there really is no best electric bike. So what do you guys think? Are you in the market for the Breeze? What else are you comparing it to? Let me know in the comment section below and how they fare. I'm Mikey for Blue Monkey Bicycles, and I will see you on the later.